Of course, sharing the perspective of Tamil Nadu, but going back to Karnataka, where my colleague Belly has rejoined us. I think the connection has been restored once again. He is along with a former member of parliament in the Rajya Sabha, as well as a national spokesperson of the Indian National Conference, Rajiv Gowda. Belly, there's been a war of words that has been raging over the murmurs with regards to the census. On one hand, we have the big question and of course the information that is coming in that the government will not be conducting a caste census, and on the other hand we have concerns regarding delimitation as well. Over to you. Let's in fact get in the perspective of Mr. Gowda on this.
Absolutely, Pia. The former MP, Member of Parliament, Rajiv Gowda is here with us. Sir, the caste census is going to begin and by this January, and there is, the population census, and there is not going to be any caste census is what we hear. So how will Karnataka get affected, or what is it for the Kannadiga?
See, you have raised multiple issues here. First, when they do the next census, which is long overdue, my understanding is that they will also do a caste census as part of that exercise. That is something that the Congress party has been demanding. You heard Mr. Rahul Gandhi on the subject. Now, even in Karnataka, we've been asking for a scientific, proper caste census to be conducted and to discard outdated whatever other surveys that have been done. And this will be an opportunity to do the right thing nationwide. Okay,
when it comes to the population, certain states that have, they are good at family planning and things like that. So, how do you look at that?
Yeah, so far, population has been the criterion for allocation of parliament seats, Lok Sabha seats. Now, going forward, because multiple states, especially in South India, have, put in a lot of effort in the national interest to keep their population under control, to have small families. If population alone is the criterion, then you will end up with a situation where it is tremendously unfair to those parties, South Indians especially. This is something that has already been voiced by a couple of South Indian chief ministers, that we don't want the power imbalance to worsen just because we have behaved in the national interest, right? So we need to work out some new formulae for on the basis of which these constituencies are going to be allocated and demarcated, etc. That is an exercise that will have to involve the entire country, will have to involve multiple political parties, and will have to be quite imaginative and inclusive. It has to be something that ensures that nobody is penalized, but everyone. There have also been a lot of interstate migration. So it's not as if people from other parts of the country have not settled in other parts of the country, etc. So there's a lot of transformation that we are in the midst of, and I think it requires us to be imaginative and to be inclusive, to be focused on how do we do the right thing, the fair thing.
BJP in the opposition presses for the delimitation without a caste census, and they say that Karnataka will do good when it comes to their party's seats getting here.
I think they are mistaken. So we shall fight it out, and we shall make sure that the process is much more improved and much more relevant to India's current situation.
So how many seats does Karnataka may lose if you have to?
We are yet to see, boss. Right? There's all sorts of talk that the overall size of parliament will be increased, so that it will appear as if each state got more. But what you need to compare is, today we have 28 parliament seats in Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh has 80. Is that ratio being maintained? Is it worsening in favor of some other state? Those are the kinds of questions that you need to ask. So no falling for quick dramas. There is also women's reservation that is expected to come in. So there's a lot of churn ahead of us in the next few years.
Okay, fine. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. So that was the former MP Rajiv Gowda giving us a perspective about the census and the delimitation, especially with regards to Karnataka.
All All right, with that, Belly, I would like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.